2 weeks of pain and suffering, but finally the Clan Wars CamPAIN Confrontation is over. Yes, that was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, but I was kinda sick, so I couldn't do this conclusion video just yet. The thing is though, this Clan Wars campaign was rather interesting. It had several different new mechanics, one of which being a totally, undeniably not toxic 5-kill mechanic. I hope you were able to spot the sarcasm. And obviously less tanks for the players, more for giving out through just those auctions. And yeah, and in today's video I want to talk about what was good, what was bad, and about the boosting problem, because I got some very interesting information. Let's talk about the gameplay. To be honest, the gameplay is as boring as it gets at the moment when you have been playing Clan Wars for quite some time. Why exactly? The meta has become even faster thanks to the turbocharger, and thanks to field modifications, you are now even using lots more 279s than things like the Chieftain. For example, on Fisherman's Bay, we used quite a lot of 279s compared to Chieftains, because with the turbocharger, they were also around 45 kph. You could boost it, and it was totally a stupid meta, I guess. I'm just quickly looking up. Oh no, almost 50 kph on a 279. Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of boring. Like, the good thing is the 279 can be achieved by everybody, while the Chieftain not really. But with the new field modifications, the Chieftain is truly just a medium tank, and it's absolutely absurd what you can do, and it's whatever. Then obviously, the speed of how those games have been played has been a little bit higher than usual. Obviously not just because of field mods and turbochargers, it's also because of the fog of war. Meaning that the field commanders always had to look a little bit more carefully what to do, and sometimes just resort to either hard camps or full YOLO pushes. Especially hard camps have become a lot harder to take out because of the RD nerfs, meaning that RD does way less damage than what it used to do, and with that it is less efficient when being used. However, we still, personally, as TR_OM, aka Trom, aka Trash and Odin Mortis together, we did use some artillery on certain maps like Sand River and Suitsidanki. Next thing from the gameplay wise was the experimental modules. The ones you had only 3 of, and they are just plain annoying. That's just how it is. Because in the end, you have a worse clan versus a good clan. Or okay, let's say you are in a clan with 1000 elo and you're fighting against a clan with 800 elo. You have the same tanks, everybody can use the same tanks, but they're using experimental modules while you don't. It can lead to you as a good clan against a worse clan that you lose to a worse clan. So it is kind of like a crutch. So if you are worse, you can win, you know. I guess that's alright-ish. It's not the preferable thing, obviously, because you want to say, hey, this is a competitive environment without getting crutches. The thing is though, it gets a lot more frustrating when you have equally skilled clans, like 1300 elo versus 1300 elo. When one clan is using experimental modules, chances are incredibly high that you are going to lose against a clan using experimental modules. This is why it tended to be that good clans agreed on non-boosting agreements. Which meant like, yo, you look at a list and you're going to the diplomats of the other clan like, hey, buddy, we are clan XYZ and you are clan CXY. We want to fight against you sometimes on a Clan Wars campaign, but we don't want to use boosters. And it's just this thing which has been done. And I did hear some people saying that this is supposed to be, or this is rigging, in quotation marks, because you are both clans or both parties are, like the argument was that both parties are agreeing on a certain outcome of the battle, with this certain outcome being that none of the clans are using boosters. I beg to differ, obviously because we use it, so I kind of have to differ with that, otherwise it would be a little bit of a shill. No, the thing is though, in my opinion, like, let's say you are a clan which is playing the Elite front. Elite has tank locks, meaning that you only have basically 2 times to die before you have like to wait 4 days for your valuable tanks to come back. So this is rather unfortunate when you have to fight very heavy hitters on this elite front. So there were also apparently some clans which said, you know what, we have a non-reward tank agreement on those elite fronts, as it makes it a lot fairer, because as we know, Chieftain and 279 are a lot stronger than anything else in the tech tree. It also made the meta a little bit more interesting. The thing is though, if you both agree on A, not using reward vehicles, or B, not using boosters, you as a player and you as a team still do not know the outcome of the battle. You don't interfere in the outcome of the battle. The only interference, if you really can call it, is that both parties are playing on a level playing field. And it just means that when you are in a competitive clan, you just have the assurance that if you're fighting against another competitive clan, it is about skill, about your personal skill, about the skill of your team, and about the skill of your field commander, and potentially the map side, and if it's attack or defense, who is going to win. And not because somebody is using 30% better vents, or something like that, which is kind of ridiculous, or suddenly using damage booster and yeeting 900 damage per shot in an E3, for example. I'm pretty confident that you might have seen the clip of Dakilzer complaining about the boosters while they were fighting against one of our teams. And it's understandable that he is getting very pissed off, because at this point, and we get in just a second, they had quite a lot more points than we did. So meaning if they lose against us, we as a clan are getting many clan points. And they didn't have any boosters left anymore, and our clan still had. So that means that we were able to have an edge above them. Yes, our teams are worse than the team of Tilt. However, with the boosters, or partially boosters, we were able to overcome them. Maybe also strategy wise, maybe also some gameplay wise, but the boosters had definitely an impact in this situation. And this is why many top clans resort to just say, hey, we have non-boosting agreements, as simple as it is. And it just kind of shows to me personally that the boosters aren't a good implementation to the game when several clans are coming up with their own rules saying, hey, we do not want to use them, against each other at least, to keep the games fair. You might not know it, but World of Tanks actually does have a very serious and fun competitive side. And that is why so many people in the competitive section really dislike those boosters, those experimental modules. Okay, I guess now we have a little bit of an issue, because I sometimes say boosters, so you might think the people which did the boosting problem. We get to that in a bit. We get to that at the end of the video. Trust me, I have great news. But yeah, boosting and experimental modules are not a good idea when you are a better clan. When you are in a less than good clan, or just an average Joe clan, sorry for sounding high-horsed, then they obviously make sense, because you have a better chance of winning against a good clan. But again, the better clans, they want them not to be there. But let me know in the comment section below what you think about the experimental modules. I also do think that even though we did quite heavily profit from the point stealing mechanic, I think that it should be either hard capped to how many points you can steal, or simply be removed, because it also hurt us, as we started to play with 6 teams at the first few days, and then had to cut down to 4 teams at the end of the campaign, simply because we didn't want to lose too many games against very bad clans, and lose many of our points as well for the clan positioning. So let's go over now the changes to this new Clan Wars campaign. The new point system. The new point system, in my opinion, has been rather poor. I heard nobody really liking this new point system, simply because everybody had to play tons of games more, like literally everyone. And even if you played a lot of games, you were still not really, how should I say, you weren't really secure to get a tank, even though you performed decently well, because obviously there were less tanks to get, because hey, auctions, hooray! Yeah, I guess the main idea Wargaming had with making those point system, or change this point system, because previously it was basically like this. The winning team, like there was a pool of like 1,000 points. The winning team got 80% of the points and the losing team got 20% of the points. Now we basically have a pool of points which is 17. The winning team gets 10, the losing team gets 7. As you can see, that's quite a big of difference compared to the old system. And back in the days, if you were playing like the landing or the landing final, or playing on the elite or advanced front, you were able to get 5 times the amount of points. This meant, and again, this is I think the first major idea why they wanted to implement this, is that, simply put, you were able to get people into the tank ranks a lot easier. Meaning it was a lot easier for people like DJ Weed to boost people into the tank ranks and getting that mad dosh. So yeah, I guess this was the main idea. The second idea, or the second thought behind this new point system, it's just me assuming, is that they probably wanted to make it a little bit closer when it comes to winning or losing. So clans which basically don't really have a chance against a good clan to win still get some rewarding. Although there is a problem. The 5-kill system. We'll get to that in just a second. I want to finish up the point system because in my opinion the point system was basically like, if you were an above average Joe and you played the game, you were definitely not guaranteed to get a tank even though you played like 160 games. On some games on advanced front as well. It basically meant you were not allowed to do any breaks. Wargaming, by the way, this is how you burn out your people. Now with rank coming as well. Just as an information. But yeah, seriously, this campaign, literally campaign, was a lot more demanding than the previous ones. At least for me, from the standpoint of a more competitive clan. I do not know how it changed for the average clan players, so you might need to tell me that, because obviously I am more in the competitive bubble, etc. I want to know what you think about this points change. I really didn't like it, to be honest, because there was also this 5-kill system. I want to point this out. There were some people which said that was fun because it was a mini game inside the game, aka if you were a good clan, you didn't want it to die, so you didn't give points to the worst players or the clan you were fighting against. Because even though as toxic disease, this is actually a stupid way of thinking, as it actually makes sense. I know this sentence was butchered because I don't have a script for this video. The thing is though, imagine when you as a player play a game and you want to get points, it is more valuable for you if the enemy doesn't get points, because then the difference between the player which didn't get the points and you widens, meaning you have a bigger, how should I say, a bigger distance between each other. Meaning that if you screw up once again, he has a there is a bigger point difference between you and the other person to get closer to you and maybe even surpassing you. So actually not giving 5 kills, aka being toxic, actually means or plays in the hands of you as a player or as a clan, as you are widening the gap between the players you just played against, which are potential competitors in getting a reward vehicle. I know this was a stupid analogy, but it's just how it is. However, I personally don't like this system because, again, when a poor clan, or not a poor clan, a bad clan, and sorry if it sounds very rude, but when a bad clan, no names given, plays against us, plays against Tilt, plays against Tents, plays against Invil, CSA, whatever, they just get fucked over. It's just how it is. They literally cannot do anything, and they basically could just not do the game, you know? But then the clan would suffer because they would get a technical defeat. It's just annoying. Like, I really dislike this idea. I would much rather have a bigger difference between winning and losing in the points than rather having those 5 kills and 5-kill rule. Because also, fun fact, if you won the game by capping and didn't do 3 kills, you didn't got points as well. I don't know, it's kind of stupid. Also, one more thing, there's no point in literally going and insulting everybody. I had several clans, most notably a German one from also a German streamer, which went to me in DMs and in streams to insult me for not giving them 5 kills. Point A, I'm not a field commander. I'm just a player. I just do what the field commander does. Point B, you simply cannot be entitled on getting those 5 kills. It is a stupid mechanic, yes, but as mentioned before, A, if the field commander is saying we shouldn't give 5 kills, what I'm supposed to do? And B, it actually harms us as well, you know? Fun fact, one of our players of our clan for the campaign didn't got a tank because of 6 points. Meaning that if we fought against an enemy which was ahead of us in points, or like player points, and they didn't got the points because they didn't got 5 kills, he had the chance of getting a tank. This is how close this was, to be honest. But then again, this could have been all not being an issue if Wargaming didn't change the auction system. I do want to point out that comparing it to the last winter campaign, because summer campaigns usually have less tanks, there are equal amounts of tanks right now being given out. Last campaign, you got 11,500 for the players and 1,200 for auction. Now it's 4,000 for players and 8,700 for auction. I basically didn't hear anybody liking this change. Simply put, it just says, don't really play the campaign, get your token and yeet your bonds. And this is something I said previously as well, that we don't like this change, as it kind of takes away of the idea of this being a clan wars event. Not a, oh, I'm your average Joe which just spams tier 10s to get loads of bonds and now suddenly I can get a reward vehicle. Again, there is a problem that, for example, in Ranked, you are able to get reward vehicles for bonds in the reward vehicle shop a year later. Which I guess is kind of neat. Because again, the chieftain is basically the non-plus ultra you need. It's a must-have. Same with the 907. Even though I think chieftain in 279 has been so much more important this game, or this campaign, than the 907. Still, I think that they shouldn't have given like so many tanks to auctions and made it like half-half, like 6,000 and 6,000 for example. That would have been, in my opinion, the best way. So you will still, like, that's still the focus, or like, I don't know, 8,000 and 4,000 would have been a lot better, in my opinion, as a player of the event, than what we have right now with the auctions. But now, it is time for the main event. The main course added together with a dessert. And a dessert just wonderful. As you probably know, I've made a video about the boosting problem. And no, I don't mean experimental modules and boosting, I mean where people are paying others to play the campaign for themselves, so they don't have to play the campaign and get the tanks, whatever, just paying money. I personally don't like this, and this is my personal view, and I know a lot of people say they don't really give a shit. It's in the end, they get their tanks, they get their points regardless, so they don't care. In my opinion, it's just, I think it is unfair for the people which are trying to play legitimately, don't get those tanks because a booster got above them, you know? And even though Wargaming is doing God's work in that regard to get those boosters out, there will always be people which they miss. And it's probably like 50 people, which could mean that a friend or several people don't get their tanks even though there should have been. In any case, I'll want to send you this thing right here. This is the list made by Buster, which shows you everybody which has been not banned, but removed from the Alley of Fame. Just because you were caught boosting doesn't mean you get bingoed or you get banned. You just get removed off the Alley of Fame and lose all your points. AKA you're not getting a tank, which is kind of pog. So, I've personally proposed that Wargaming should also try to go after the tanks or after the people which are boosting. I guess it's kind of hard to do, but Wargaming did another move. Those are the 9 people which have more than 10 people, or 10 or more people, being boosted. You might see several people with above 15 people, or above 16 or something. Looks like it was 15, I'm not sure though. If you look up those clans have been completely removed from the Alley of Fame. So, Anway, as far as I know, those fat funky unicorns were, I think, place 7 in the Clan Wars list. What Wargaming now did is completely remove Anway from those ranks, meaning that even though they had like 100 people in the clan, I guess 100 people, 72 people do not get the multiplier nor the medals they would have gotten. Meaning that even though they might be in top 1% and would get 7,000 bonds, they only get 1,000 bonds. This is, in my opinion, a pretty decent change, as it shows that Wargaming actively wants to fight against this boosting problem. I really have to say, well done, thank you so much. It's actually bittersweet seeing that those people get also a little bit of a collective sentence, you know. The thing is, 1 or 2 people getting boosted in a clan, or even 6, can happen with you as a player not even knowing that this is happening. I actually have a friend in 3px which said he didn't even know there were people boosting others' accounts, because you will see in this list there are some people from what was it, from 3px. They are somewhere hidden, most likely, but there are people that is, and I understand that you cannot immediately sanction everybody of a clan. But again, when you have like 50 people, which is almost the whole team, I think it was a pretty good change. You might also notice one clan called 1BKPO, because I actually had a bet going with some people from 1BKPO. So why exactly? You might remember that 1BKPO is the clan made by DJ Weed, or apparently his name is David, and it's a funky meme on his real name, and he likes weed. It's cringe, you know. Because I said in my video about the boosting problem that they are boosters. I actually had a very interesting how do you say, discussion with some of those peoples. Not one being Yesnes here. Yeses Minia Zavut. Apparently it's Ukrainian. I'm not sure. If he is Ukrainian, God bless that everything is going to go alright. At the moment it doesn't. Scheiße. Anyway, we had a little bit of a discussion where he said that 90% of the things I've said, you can stop the video and just look through it, is wrong. All in all, we had a nice talk, even on TeamSpeak. Fun fact, this is how I saw the TeamSpeak. We had Raging being fat, we had, apparently this means mountain true whore, I'm not sure, and obviously RagingRaptor N-word. Very interesting people, I guess. Although I'm doing a little bit, I do gain some weight. I need to do some workout again. That's true. But yeah, he explained to me that he can't really explain to me exactly what they are doing, because he doesn't know if I'm streaming, or I was streaming at that point, and he doesn't know when I would be recording, so he can't really tell me. It's already a little bit of a red flag when somebody can't really tell me what they're doing because of fear of it being illegal. But anyway, I've told him I'm a man of my word. I made, apparently in his eyes and in the eyes of 1BKPO anyway, some baseless accusations. Because apparently I also got another friend, which is called Vampire right here, which was very nice to me. Some German. He said that I'm a potato, my German friend, that I'm a shit person, that I'm 150 kilos and very fat, some Polish, and I look like New Multi-Show. I think he has glasses though. I'm not sure. We had some other people which were a little bit more nicer, which I sadly can't show on the video. Yeah, anyway. Vampire, yes, this is his second account. His main account is in Storm, as mentioned before, is his second account, and he was in 1BKP0, so yeah, he really wanted, 0BKPO, sorry. He really wanted to be very nice to me. We also had some people going to my stream. Apparently some people even said they want to rape my mother, or rape me on the streets, punch in my teeth, etc, etc, etc. It was really fun, actually. But anyway, the whole thing is that I said, if not a single person of your clan is getting removed off the Alley of Fame, I will do a statement in my conclusion video that I'm sorry for baseless accusations. I don't know. Come on, I'm actually too fucking fat to write that down. Like, what am I supposed to say? You can write it to me in the comment section below. But what am I supposed to say? Oh, look, Hubmeister, we know that guy. They were boosting. Quite heavily, in fact. That at least 22 people were caught boosting. That is unlucky. That is unlucky. I really am. You know, I'm a reptile. Well, basically, I'm from a chicken as a raptor. I really have a crocodile's tear running down here. You might not see it because of the camera not being that good, but I have a crocodile's tear running down here. That I had to endure insults and death threats and stuff like that, and being called a Nazi, even though I'm Swiss, weird. And yeah, for falsely accusing them of boosting. Yet, yeah. And if that, I think the video is over. You know, sometimes revenge is just sweet. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this Clan Wars campaign. Did you have to suffer, or was it actually interesting for you? And yeah, cheers. Bye bye, DJ Weed. Excuse me, David. Let's see you around. And please, if you want to come over, I don't mind. Who knows? Cheers.